one other thing. I understand that I love the idea of the atmosphere that we create around us, and that when we have interactions with others that maybe we don't prefer, that we go, oh, that must be the atmosphere that I'm creating.
That is the atmosphere that I created.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the atmosphere that I've created, and isn't it good that I now have conscious awareness of it? Because how am I going to know what the atmosphere is I've created other than by the way I feel and what comes in response to it? So what comes in response to it is just full of good information.
Yes, absolutely. There have been times when you've said that sometimes someone else's atmosphere will evoke out of you behavior.
Yeah, but you got to be in the vicinity of it. In other words,
okay.
Some time ago we were offering an analogy about a light board, LED lights on a board as big as this platform, and you're one of them. And whatever you're focused upon has your light lighted up. And when your light lights up, law of attraction causes your lighted light to rendezvous with every other lighted light on the board that matches your light. And so those lights that light up, that represents your world. So the light that you've lighted causes you to rendezvous with other lights that are similar. You're sort of getting the sense of it. So let's play with this. This is good. This is an advanced conversation about law of attraction. So let's say that you have been beating the Henri drum. You have, for whatever reason, you have been having knee-jerk responses to something that's happening in your life. You're not making it up. You're just observing it. You didn't like it. It's active in your vibration. So that's your current condition. That's your current atmosphere. You're walking around in that vibration. And you're feeling pretty down on yourself. So you walk into a room, and there are people in there who, unbeknownst to you, living their own life that they've been living, are in sort of the same place. And in fact, they are talking smack about you. So when you walk in that environment, oh boy, ding, 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 ding. Even though they don't say anything, it's heavy in the air and you know it. Law of attraction. But let's say you woke up that morning, you're on your high-flying disc. We're going to talk about that. You deliberately found thoughts that felt good. You milked them. You meditated. You got a rampage going. You did a focus wheel. You're feeling really good. You're all frisky. You're feeling good. You're feeling good in this moment. You walk into that room. They've been talking smack about you. But your frequencies are so different, you don't even notice it. Hi! Goes right over your head. They think they dodged a bullet. You're completely oblivious to it because that's not where your vibration was at all. Or let's say you're the one who is walking around not feeling so good. Now the thing is, the world that you live in is not like a room. There are lots of partners. There are lots of coincidences that could happen. We just want you to understand that you are dictating each and every one of them that comes into your realization. But most people don't attempt to do anything about it until they've fallen out of the airplane without a parachute. And then you just sort of have to crash and burn and start out on another day. That's why we are encouraging you to, clean up your vibration, get feeling good, and then watch the results of that. Law of attraction is demonstrating all day to you what you've got going on vibrationally. And so for quite a while, we're saying to you that there are 3 steps to the creative process. The first step is ask. And contrast is causing you to do that all day, every day. Can't stop it. Can't stop the contrast and you can't stop the asking, so you're asking, asking, asking. Second step in the creative process is what you're asking will be answered by source. And that's the way we are describing this vortex, this rocket of desire that you've put into this vibrational reality, and source is standing there fully embracing and being the vibrational equivalent of each and everything that you've asked for. So when you ask, it was given immediately. But step 3 is you've got to find a way to be a vibrational match to what you're asking for. And when you do that, then the cycle is complete. You're asking, it's been given, and you're receiving the answer. But there's never going to be a time that there's not more contrast that's giving you more asking. And so recently, Esther said to us, Abraham, please, can't we call that step 4? Can't we call it step 4 when we've asked and it's been given and we've come into alignment and now we're getting on our high-flying disc and we're feeling good most of the time and we're mostly feeling good and we're feeling good on purpose and we're doing it deliberately, and right in the middle of a day where I really felt good, something happens that indicates latent vibration that wasn't all that active, but that was still there to help me work the bugs out of it. And we say, yeah, we'll call that step 4. When you're predominantly feeling good, when you are predominantly hanging around in step 3, and then the inevitable contrast that is always around you shows itself to you, and you don't lose your balance, it doesn't upset you, it doesn't devastate you, it doesn't knock you over, it's just interesting to you. That's interesting. I can see how some of that was still active in my vibration. I really appreciate this experience that has brought to light the fact that I had some vibration going on that I didn't realize that I had going on. Because the emotion of it was so subtle, I missed it. I had to have the experience of it to get it. Yeah. Step 4.
Step 4. So, on that idea of step 4, what language would be better to describe my mother?
The perfect co-creative partner to cause a very large vortex of creation to be accumulated within me that will satisfy me for years to come as I find vibrational alignment with it.
And when people ask me what happened to my mother, I say, she croaked. I know that's a phrase you like to use.
Well, let's find a more evolved, let's find a step 4 phrase.
Yeah.
Well, it sort of depends on who's asking, too.
Right.
Because everybody's not ready for this.
No. No, I can say croaked here, but not usually.
What happened? Because, after all, you would not want to be deemed inappropriate.
There's some contrast you don't want to have to deal with in the moment.
So are you saying to us that you prefer to take the path of least resistance?
Yes. Yeah.
Why make trouble when it's not necessary? Why try to teach somebody something that they're not going to hear today? Why not take the path of least resistance? Mm-hmm. The path of least resistance and the path of most alignment are the same path. Mm-hmm. So who's asking? Who's asking about your mother? Who's asking? Why do you feel it necessary to explain anything since she's eternal? Esther's finding it less and less important for her to explain that.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think it's when
How's Jerry? Better than ever.
Better than ever. Yeah.
What's he doing? You have no idea.
I think I was appreciating the fact that there was that subtle vibration in me that used the language she passed away. And I appreciated that you were pointing it out to me because I go, ooh, right, yeah, that's still in there. And
well,
so
words don't matter so much. We're just nitpicking here for the fun of it. But
okay.
because the universe does not hear what you say. Mm-hmm. The universe hears what you mean. Mm-hmm. So when we play with you about it, it's because you mean some of what you're saying.
Right.
And we want you, but changing the words isn't enough. You have to change what you mean. Mm-hmm. And as you've been pointing out to us accurately, you don't do that all at once. In other words, it's a gradual process of becoming. So it isn't until you have plenty of co-creative experiences with your mother that lets you know the eternal nature of her being, that you can really explain what you mean to someone. Because right now, she pretty much has felt gone. She felt like she passed away. She felt to you like she went someplace that you didn't have access to her. So those words were she passed away. But what we would prefer to say, if you really want to be accurate with someone, well, I reacted to something that she did that caused me to block my access to her. I've created a sort of wad of resistance that makes her seem like she's dead. We're really asking for it from you here, aren't we? In other words, but we just, what does it matter what anybody else thinks? You just need to word it in ways that are meaningful to you, because the fact of it is, nobody ever goes anywhere. And all of us are eagerly attending to the things that matter to you. And when you stop perceiving us incorrectly, the absence of that incorrect blockage, that conditional view that prevents you from feeling the fullness of that which we are, once you get that conditional view out of the way and experience the unconditional view that we all have, then we have experiences like this. We think you are a remarkable group of people in this room and around the world who are having a realistic, meaningful conversation with consciousness that is not focused in a physical body in the traditional way. And yet you accept it as something. In other words, if you accept the being of Abraham, then you've got to accept the being of all that is non-physical, that is flowing. And all of you are both. You are more non-physical than you are physical. And there's a larger part of you that is non-physically focused than this part that is physically focused. And we are all intertwined together with everyone that you know who cares about you, which is everybody that you know. And we know everyone.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed.